Now we're working on the sand muller today, and we're just cutting out our 2 1/4" pieces of plate for our muller wheel, and we're just gonna whack her out of here before it gets too awful hot out here. I've already center punched them. I've drawn them out. Got a fancy little circle cutter here. And let's see, I think I'm going to start right here and just work around. So. We have those days when you just don't feel like working on what you really should be working on. So I got a couple of projects done this morning, and now we're doing a little bit of fabrication. We're working on the sand muller. You just saw me cutting out the discs for it. Now the little circle attachment that I put on the torch, and that's a Steve Chastain thing, and you know, I follow a lot of his stuff. Some of his ideas I like, some of them I've decided I don't like, but nonetheless, that's the way it is with everything. I went ahead and just threw that little circle cutter together today, and I debated whether I wanted to set it up on that or my plasma cutter. And I got brand new tips for the plasma cutter. I was going to use it because it's quick and easy and everything, but I thought, well, we'll just throw this one together for on the torch. And you know, if you want to see more pictures of that, that's, you know, just give a yell down in the comment section and I'll throw some pictures of that up. But it's his design, and I spent about a half an hour just throwing something together. Didn't know how well it would work, and it's a little bit tougher for me to adapt to using it just to hold angles right and everything, just because I'm used to freehanding with a torch. So I was awful slow with it and everything, but I've never cut out circles that were that nice as I have with this. So I'm kind of a believer in it, and for cutting them out, why it's going to work really well. I've already ground them down, and this is just old scrap plate that I had, but I got real nice circles out of both of them. So I'm real happy with those. Like I say, this is just scrap plate, and I've got some holes I'm going to have to fill and things like that. And this one I could have cut more to the ends, a little roll, but for these muller wheels it's going to work really well. And so I'm happy with those. I'm going to take them in and drill them. The next thing I'm going to do is I finished machining the wheel hubs for these, other than to put the bolt holes in them. And I think I'm going to go ahead, set it up in the milling machine. I'll go ahead and put the rotary table back on. I got a couple of little projects for the rotary table, so I'll do them at the same time. But Otherwise, these are all turned to dimension. They're right where they need to be. I've test fitted. I haven't run races all the way in, but I think we're being fancy enough with these. I'm going to go ahead, cut my bolt hole circles, and I'm going to lay out for this plate, but then I'm probably going to go back and powder coat these just because I can. At least just the outer edges, just give them a little more protection. And this is the hubcap for it, faced off the back end, and they don't match up exactly internally, but I'm going to match them up, drill the bolt holes, and if they don't match exactly, we'll just hit them with a belt sand or something like that. But we'll, like I said, I think I'll go ahead and powder coat that stuff and make them look a little bit nicer. I have the 4-inch hub for the main shaft. It was shipped today, it says, or at least tracking was on it. So I've got it coming. I've got a couple of seals coming, one for this wheel hub, these wheel hubs for the inner, and then also for that main shaft. So they'll be here in the next few days. Everything should be here. Maybe by the weekend, probably be sometime next week. But we're going to keep puttering away. But anyway, I'm going to go inside, like I say, set up the rotary table, and we'll run our bolt hole circle on here. Okay, well, I've already got the rotary table set up, and I've got the first hub on here. I actually ran through the bolt hole circle once just to make sure I had it right and didn't screw up either by being distracted by the camera or just having screwed up here and then scrapping apart. So what I did is just set it up on the external side of the jaws on the rotary table. I'm holding it on the inside edge. It's plenty stout to hold it for drilling 4 holes in here. Bolt circle on this is 4 1/4 inch, I believe. I guess I better look so I don't screw up. Yeah, 4 1/4 inch bolt hole circle. So I've already defined it in the digital readout, and rather than running the rotary table, why did I bother to set it up? I could have done this in the vise, but got it set up here. And if we go to function use bolt hole, number 4 is where I defined that. Enter. Bolt hole 1 is 2125. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do it this way. I could have run the rotary table around, but it's actually easier this way. Make sure we're not drilling holes in that nice new chuck on that rotary table. And we hit enter. It goes to bolt hole 2 is 2125 and 2125. Just that simple. So I'll go ahead and do the other one off camera. And the hubcap, I've already marked the hubcap goes on this one. I'm just going to bolt them together or clamp them together and just drill them on a flat surface. That way my center bore lines up. I'm not so much worried about the OD as I am the ID I want to match up. So, well, I've had enough fun for the day. We have hubs all done, ready to be finished out with whatever we're doing, powder coat probably. And hubcaps finished out, and it's made it up to this one right here, goes on, matches up just like that. So I drilled them out, bolted them together, drilled my holes, and then just took them to the belt sander, smoothed the outer edge. That's all that matters. I've got my plates cut, and ready to have the center bores cut in them. One of them's got to have a 2-inch hole to be able to fill it with concrete. A little bit accomplished today. I got a couple projects done and made some progress on the sand muller, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that's what's going on this week so far. You know, I've got a couple other Atlas projects happening that I've been working on behind the scenes, and we'll release them here in the next couple 3 days. And anyway, comments, suggestions, leave them in the comments section for me below. You know, if you hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put out a new video. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.